It's Eric here with the Cranberry Lifestyle YouTube channel. Today, I'm running through a process here on how we put water on our farm. I'm just checking out the sand job. There are still quite a few patches out here that are covering up the vines. I don't want them to cover them completely and smother them, otherwise they'll be deprived of oxygen. So it's better to get them out, get them in the air. So there is one trick. We could try flooding. So we could flood the farm and that would help. So I'm just watching all the water drain out of one of these beds. What I'd actually like to do is try to capture that water, and that way I don't have to flood as much with the tractor. We've got a big cluster of sand here, so this is what I'm talking about. I mean, honestly, once the water's on, you just come in there. Wouldn't take much. Just kind of rake it around. So the last flood we just put on, we had too much of a load on this PTO shaft, and you can see it sheared it right off. So I'll just switch that out. So the reason I pulled the tractor ahead like this and I have it facing downhill is so that the fluids in there don't come rushing out. So if this tractor was level or on a bit of an incline, the fluids would come out. So there's 3 different gears inside there that line up with that shaft. Okay, it's in. There's a few areas on here that need to be greased. It's important to keep them greased up. Otherwise you'll just have metal on metal eventually, and dirt and stuff can get in there. So good idea to grease things up. Otherwise you'll be replacing U-joints constantly, and that is not something you want to be doing. Sometimes you can get an air bubble in there, so you have to just loosen it off, let the air make its way through the tube, and then tighten it back up. I'm trying to fill this one up, but I can see the line down there is spitting out grease. Yeah, I've got a broken line there, I didn't notice that. So we've got our fittings here, we'll just open it up. So these little ones here, that's what we want. So that fits on there like that. So I've got that brass fitting on, and I'll just put that in there. Once you tighten that up, it fuses that fitting right to the pipe. Yeah, that worked nicely. So the hose is holding together. I don't see any splits. So I think this here, I'm just going to pour a little oil on a rag and just kind of, just to help out putting this tube on. It's pretty awkward to put on. Okay, that went on pretty nicely. So I'll get this bracket bolted on. I'll have to fit it. I'll bolt it, tighten it up. So I just had to get these. This part here has to go under each side. There's one there. There's one there. So I got them both tightened up. Let's give it one more. gotta back up a bit. Well, since my tractor's installed, I have no wheels. So I'm just gonna take the long way home. Water's moving nicely now. I can see it in all the ditches. So it's doing its thing. So that's how you set in the Crisafulli. We use that for flooding the farm, whether it's in the spring for pest control or helping with the sand or even protecting from frost. Then in harvest time we'll do it again. But those berries have little air pockets and they float to the surface of the water. So that's why we flood. That way it's easier to corral them. Looks like we have a bolt here. Probably came off one of those trucks during the winter, the ones that were delivering sand. So that's how you set the Crisafulli in and get the water on the farm. I'm gonna sign off now. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Catch you on the next one.